Team managers, welcome to the 2020 Redlands Bicycle Classic. I'm Sean Wilson. I'm the head registrar for the Classic and the primary contact person if you run into problems with your registration. We are working with Bike Reg again this year, and we have made modifications to the registration process that we hope makes it a little bit easier than in years past. It is a two-step registration platform again, and what we're doing is in the first part of the registration process, we'll be collecting team information and your credit card information for payments. And then what will happen after that is there will be another step where each of the riders registers independently and places themselves on your team. I will now be taking you through the registration process for both the team as well as for the riders. So as you can see, we're here on the front page of the Bike Reg platform, and you can see that there's a variety of different categories that are listed here. In the upper portion, we have the Redlands Bicycle Classic team entry, which will be the step one entry platform. And here we see that we only have two open categories, the Pro Men's Team Waitlist and the Pro Women's Team Waitlist. You will either register through one of these two platforms, and once we make selections, we will then move those teams that have been selected into their respective categories, either the Pro Men's Team or the Pro Women's Team. And at that time, your credit card will be charged, not beforehand. If you do need to pay through another mechanism, through, say, a wire transfer or a check, we can arrange for that. That is fine, but you will still need to put in a credit card information into the Bike Reg platform. If you're from overseas and you're having great difficulty and do not have a credit card available to you, we can work with that. You'll just need to reach out to me and we can handle your registration manually. So I'm going to start here with the Pro Men's Team Waitlist. So I click on that and I add it to my cart. And then I am going to register myself as the team manager. That's all we care about in the team platform. All we care about is registering just the team and using the team manager. I will register as Bike Coach Racing Team. And so here I'm actually creating a team. And then in the rider registration platform, they will be adding themselves to your roster. Here I'm going to list out my team level, and this helps us with the selection process. I am not a domestic elite, UCI Continental, I am an other. And here I'm going to put in my team name once more, Bike Coach Racing Team. And I'm putting myself in as the manager. Put in my email address. And all of these are optional. I'm going to skip some of these. The only thing here is you do have to put in federal ID number or social security number, and this will be what we use for submission to the IRS regarding any of your winnings. Here I'm going to just put down a number in there. So if you're coming from overseas and you don't have that number yet, we will get you the proper IRS forms. But for this purposes, you can just fill it in with not applicable or pending or something like that. Do I need host housing? Yes. And then we have our traditional school visits where the teams have opportunities to go out into our community and talk to local area students about bicycle racing. And for that, you actually receive compensation for the team. So I'm going to say I'm going to do one day on Thursday and then put down a primary contact for that. It can either be the manager or one of the riders who will be at the event. and proceeding to the checkout. And here it provides me my information. I can then edit it if I need to. I'm going to accept, and at this point I understand refunds are at the discretion of the director. And then here if you want to check out, press checkout and then enter your credit card number. So now I've been added to the wait list now that I've put in my credit card information, and it's going to take me back to the home page, and it will have sent me a email with some additional information, which we're going to look at now. In this email, you can see that I have been now registered for the Redlands Bicycle Classic. I am in the Pro Men's Team wait list. I have the ability to edit this. And here, most critically, is to invite people to join your team. You can send them this link. And then if you want to manage the team, you can click on at this additional link, and then you can make modifications to your team. It provides some additional contact information. Here's my contact information, Sean@bikecoach.com. And then the registration deadline is January 31st, 2020. We are closing early to provide teams plenty of time in order to make their arrangements to get to our race, as well as other PRT events which are in the same month. So here I'm going to invite people to this registration, but here they will be able to register. So I go into the Pro Men's Rider wait list, adding it to the cart. Hopefully it'll take myself. It's going to pull in my information, and it's going to put me onto Bike Coach Racing Team, and there will be multiple pull downs. Here you can see I've put in another team already, but you will have these multiple pull downs. Make sure you join, your riders join your team, which is the team that they will be racing for. We do have information for them to fill out, which is the same as in years past. We want to know, especially for those athletes that will be in host housing, whether or not they have allergies. And then very critical in terms of our selection process, we want to know how many times they've actually raced here at Redlands. We want to know their hometown, and we want some key achievements from them. Now you can either fill this out on their behalf, or you can fill it out, or you can have them fill it out. I'm hoping that this makes it easier for you as a manager to have the athletes fill this out themselves. So now I'm going to proceed to checkout, and it says that I'm already registered. Please select a different participant for this category, remove from cart. It may or may not allow me to add Devin. Yeah, so in this case, what we can see here is this athlete is the only categories that are allowed are Pro and 1, whereas Devin is currently a Category 3. So he is not eligible to be registered. I think in the case of foreign athletes, we may run into some difficulties. And if we do run across that, all you need to do is provide us some information regarding your athletes, and we will work with that and get them through. I want to thank you for taking an interest in the Redlands Bicycle Classic. If you have any issues regarding the registration process, do not hesitate to reach out to me at Sean@bikecoach.com.